Welcome back to the Stoop football fans. It's your boy Lolo on another Friday night in Brooklyn. It is, if there was ever a Friday for a beer for an Arsenal fan, today is the Friday that we're going to have ourselves a little beer. Cheers to you all for joining us. Director John.
Just having water.
If it wasn't my computer here, I would have done a spit take right there. But okay, I'll be drinking by myself for a little bit. I'm sure there's some other people on here who will be wanting to have a beer with me, especially any Arsenal fans. We're going to kick today's show off talking a little bit about that. But first, before I get to that, let me say what's up to everybody who's in the comment section already. David says, "Oh dear, it's all a bit wibbly wobbly. Can the boys hold their nerve?" I wonder if he's talking about Arsenal or Leeds United on that one. Director John in the comments, and Anders, of course, and John Garside. Yeah, John talking smack. All right. And don't forget, if you're new to the show, please click that like button, that subscribe button, and get in the comments. If we're not talking about what you want to be talking about, you know how quickly we get sidetracked. So just put it in the comments. All right. So let's go. I want to talk about my Arsenal for a moment. Yes, it's been a rough week. We missed a golden opportunity with Liverpool dropping a home loss against Crystal Palace before us, and us being able to take full command of first place. Not this tied only winning on goal differential sort of thing, but no, take control, beat Aston Villa. Aston Villa, one of the only teams who has beaten us this season. Well, we made a little mess in our own bed there, and we lost that match 2-0. Well, the whole Arsenal Twitter sphere became a bunch of crying babies throwing their toys out the pram. I want Arteta out, Arteta out. Oh, Zinchenko shouldn't play. Oh, Odegaard's crap. Saka, Havertz. Oh, my God, a bunch of crying babies. I don't understand this fan base. I know everybody says it's one of the most toxic fan bases around, and I like to say, no, it's not. But these are the moments that make me believe this fan base, most of them can't be real. They just can't be real. They're just writing stuff online to get attention and to get people to interact with them. For example, I put that out, and I got called a secret Spurs fan. That the only reason I say something like that is because I'm a secret Spurs fan and I'm okay with not having trophies. I was like, oh, yeah, you haven't seen my music video. Where's your music video where you say Tottenham sucks? I don't think you have one. Yeah, Spurs suck, all of that. And then I was told that they're surprised that I haven't killed myself yet. All because I said Arsenal are a bunch of crying babies, and that's how you react. There you go. There, I'll have Cuba Gooding Jr. kill me. John is on it today. We didn't even rehearse all this, but I'm like, this is how we talk to each other as fans of the same team. We support the same club, but the fact that we go from Arsenal are never going to win the Champions League. Arsenal are never even going to get to the final of the Champions League. Arsenal aren't going to get past Bayern Munich, and then we don't. And now we've bottled the Champions League. And this is our fans saying it. That's what's driving me absolutely mad. And BX Gunner, give up. Yeah, I don't even interact. The only things I'll say sometimes is, yo, here's the link for happy hour. Come and talk it out like an actual person, and maybe I can hear your point. Because I have been online and I've been watching a lot of stuff because I want to see the other side. I don't immediately jump to Arteta out. I don't immediately jump to we've gone long enough. 5 years is enough. 800 million pounds or whatever is enough. Blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to see what the Arteta outers were actually talking about. And when you sit and listen to them, some of the people actually talk some sense and they have some points why they feel that way. And the one main point that I give any sort of value to is the fact that they feel that Arteta has done an incredible job, but he has taken us to his own personal limits. We need a finisher. We need a closer to come in and that can take a squad that's nearly there implement some changes, add some new players, and take us to that next level. I just I'm I hear you, but I'm just not in that boat where I feel that Mikel Arteta deserves at least one more season. At least for what he's done to get rid of the crap and the cancers that are in our locker room, to get rid of a lot of the players that were bringing the mentality down, even if they were good on the pitch. Aubameyang, for example, and he's regalvanized our fan base, even as hard as Arsenal, the company, is trying to ruin the atmosphere by their ticketing system, not letting the Ashburton Army in, half the tickets going to bots, things like that. I think Arteta has done a hell of a job in these past few years that I am willing to give him one more because I see. Yes, I don't see a tremendous jump from last season to this season, but I see consistency and I see us moving forward. But I think the vitriol is coming because there hasn't been such a huge gap from what we did last season to what we did this season. And to that I'll say we were surprised last season. Everyone was surprised last season. So I would put last season as more of a blip in our trajectory, yet if you look at our actual 5-year trajectory, we are spot on. And now we have players who have, most of our players played their first Champions League game this season. Now we have a bunch of young kids who have played in Champions League, who have gone to the Allianz level in the second leg of a quarterfinal. And they've been through that pressure and they've lost. And does that suck? Yeah. But does that make you a stronger, better player? Absolutely. So to all of the crybabies online, I say support your club. Do not start screaming Arteta out, this player out, this player, that player out, because if you can't even make it through 38 games, through a 38 game season, supporting your club all the way, how do you expect the players to? They're teenagers and 20-year-olds. You don't think they're on social media seeing all this hatred and stuff? You don't think part of the reason they were playing so well was because the fan base was so hardcore behind them? So if you can't even stay for 38 weeks, staying behind your team, get behind your manager, and say at the end of the season, we're going to look at this shit and maybe some people got to go. And those are facts. But if you can't support for 38 weeks, go support some other club. Go support some other sport. All right? That's it. I'm going to allow all my guests in now to talk a bunch of smack about me. And yes, John, with your New York Rangers, I would every now and then, I would have loved the Bayern Munich match to start, blow the whistle. They throw their non-existent gloves on the floor and they start beating the crap out of each other. 4 red cards. Now we're playing 8-on-8 for 90 minutes. That's the Arsenal that I was looking for. Let's do it NHL style. All right, so let's get Mark in here. Mark, let me know.
Hey, what's going on?
Sorry, I had that pent up.
Hey, man, I would have a very bad taste in my mouth as well if I was in your shoes. You know, I myself kind of was. I thought Arsenal was gonna pull the Munich game out.
Yeah.
Just based on their experience from the past, and they're playing a much more patient style of football this year, and I expected more, so I can see where you would feel, kind of put out by the whole results and all. The Villa match unfortunately fell at a very, very poor time.
Sorry,
If there's a team if there's a team that I think that it matches up very well and is very similar to Arsenal, it is Aston Villa. And having it fall between the legs, the 2 matches of Bayern Munich, I think was just very unfortunate for Arsenal, because it was very obvious in the Villa match, because I watched the replay. I didn't see it live, but I watched the replay. It was very obvious that their minds were occupied elsewhere, and that was with Champions League.
Well, I don't know if I fully agree with that, because I feel like in the first half of the Aston Villa match, we were on them. We were absolutely on them. Yes, they had opportunities to score as well, but what worried me the most was that the Aston Villa and the second leg of the Bayern Munich game, where 2 games we blanked. I don't remember the last time we blanked 2 games in a row this season. I don't know if it's happened. Except in that poor run that we had. And what that poor run was, it was kicked off by the loss to West Ham, where we didn't score, and we had 30 shots on target or something like that.
Right.
And that's what this felt like. And it was like, oh, the goals dried up. The goals dried up. But that exact same system a few weeks later, when those goals were going in, that's when you're getting the 5-6-0, because we were playing 5-6-0 football against West Ham. They just didn't go in. And then we give up a goal and we're like, well, we don't know what else to do. And that happened a little early in the Aston Villa match, where I do think, Mark, that's when I think you're right, where they're going, fuck this. Well, let's just leave here with a point and go to Bayern. Like, Jesus, we can't do anything here. And then you get a moment of everybody turns off for a second, which is what happened at Bayern as well. And then you have a counterattacking goal, and it's 2-0. It looks horrible. Yeah. But what looks worse is 6 points dropped to Villa, to one team, any one team. Right. If you want to be where Arsenal wants to be, you do not let any team do the double of you.
Is that the only double this year?
Against us, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then we have you to contend with.
I think he froze. So yes, I believe what he's getting at is no.
What?
You're frozen. You're frozen on my end. There you go.
You did freeze for a second.
Oh no, sorry about that.
You're doing your best Jay Giles video. A little freeze frame.
No, I was saying we've got you guys next. So that's no easy feat. I know you guys have some players that are out or whatever. We can get into the Wolves Arsenal momentarily if you want.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely something to talk about.
I just wanted to see if you appreciated the subtlety of our thumbnail today. Where I put the
I'm a little older than I'm a little younger than that.
I put the old-timey Wolves guy in the background just going, I'm just here washing my shit.
Just washing my shit.
Keep crying, but like don't forget, we're next. We're right here. So I just want to make sure when you were like add a little add some, don't forget to add Wolves in there. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put him in the background as an old-timey bartender. Well, what an incredible Champions League quarterfinal, I have to say. All the matches. I would say Arsenal Bayern was probably the least entertaining, because
I think that I would agree. I wouldn't agree as far as like the first leg, but I would definitely agree as far as
the first leg. All 4 matches were mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And then the second legs of the other 2 games were crazy as well. But I know these guys watched them, and these guys are gonna want to talk about some Leeds United very soon as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring in David Villamartin, who's in the UK today.
Hi guys, in the UK today.
Our traveling analyst, and then we have long time no see, Mr. Ben Ireland. What's going on, my man?
Yep,
Good evening, how are you?
Good.
Easy, boys.
So cheers to you guys. At least I have somebody drinking with me. I know that you two watched the Champions League because we were in text groups and all that.
We don't need alcohol to have a good time.
No.
I usually don't, but with you guys, it really
sunlight.
helps. It really helps.
It would help.
Yeah.
But not today.
Oh, and then we've got one more friend here in the background. So let's go ahead and bring Gary on as well. Welcome,
Hey,
Gary.
What's going on?
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Boom.
I've gone through pretty much my entire beer just saluting, just cheersing you guys. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know I was. But
It
Gary
almost
knows.
looks as if he's drinking a Red Bull, an unofficial sponsor of On the Stoop.
It is not a Red Bull. It is not. But guys, Champions League quarterfinal. I know Leeds United. You guys don't have any skin in the race, but maybe watching it to wish your good buddy some good luck or Schadenfreude. You know, watching me and Gary suffer. So, but what did you guys think about the quarterfinal? All around, who impressed you the most? What game did you like the most?
I watched the Dortmund, Madrid, Atletico, and the Paris Barca games. But I thought the referee spoiled the game.
Yeah.
The Paris game.
Yeah, definitely.
You're there to referee it, not to be centre stage.
Yeah.
And obviously, Dortmund looked really good. I didn't see the Arsenal game, and I only got audio of the City game. But they seem to just have too much possession and nothing to do with it. So,
yeah.
I missed the games on the first night because I was travelling back at the time, and I decided to watch the City Madrid game because I thought it'd be a better watch. I have to say I thought it was highly entertaining, you know, from a tactical viewpoint. And how City didn't win it, I don't know, but it just shows, you know, even the best teams can, you know, come along, put in a low block, defend like their life's on the line, and eventually walk away with the win. So, you know, they did the job.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for me, City was it was a case of it was just one of those days. You know, you see teams have days like that where shot after shot after shot off woodwork and just wide and just over the top and great saves by the keeper. And just no matter what you do, it's essentially like Arsenal versus West Ham. You know, you can have all the shots in the world, but nothing going in. Still nothing goes in.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I have to say, I wasn't unsurprised by the result in the other game. I didn't fancy Arsenal's chances away at Bayern. I just thought Bayern would be a little bit too strong for them. I didn't see the game. I didn't even see the highlights apart from the goal. You know, feel free to fill me in on.
Yeah, to me,
what sort of game it was.
It was very similar to the Aston Villa match, I have to say, where we expected to go to Bayern and have them come at us and be like, let's go. You're in Germany. You're in Munich now. Here we go. And we were ready to sit back a little bit. And they were like, okay, kick off. There's the ball. What are you going to do? And we were like, what? And at one point in the first half, they were like 70-something% possession for Arsenal. And I was like thinking to myself, wait, we've had the ball that much? We've done fuck all. We've done absolutely nothing. And they were just so compact. They were happy to send us out wide. And just knowing that they're sitting so far back, no low cross is getting in the box. So you got to go over the top. And you're not going to win. You don't have a heading threat. We don't. We have zero threat in the air. Even as big as Kai Havertz is, he's always more likely to pull it down on his chest than to actually go after it. So, and then catch us on a counter or a mistake. And they caught us napping in one moment and put in a beautiful cross, beautiful header. So it sucked. It sucked. And we had our chances. We had our shots that, you know, a lot of times go in, and these didn't go in.
Yeah.
Gary?
Yes, sir.
Thoughts on that match?
Yeah. Well, I did a watch along, and it was basically the second half. I would say it was almost like I think I could go to sleep right now. Nothing was happening.
Yeah.
Nothing was happening. It was very, very, very boring. They weren't going to do anything. They were going to let us do anything. They were going to let us do whatever we wanted. But we didn't want to do it much because we didn't threaten their goal enough for like you said, the amount of possession we had. I watched the game back again, and in that first half, when we had the ball, we just went around and around and around and around and around. Make a mistake, they get the ball, they come down. They basically seem like they just walk right into the box and take a shot. And you're like, Well, Sun's not right here because
Yeah.
like they look like the team. They are playing like their life depends on it, and we're like we know that we don't have. We have to take advantage of anything we get, and we didn't do that at all. It was I the team doesn't look right. Hasn't looked right for the last 3 games. Basically, they've all seemed to be the same. The second half is where you're like, I don't know how we scored late in the first Bayern Munich match. You know what I mean? Based on because that also for me was like another one of those. This is not the team, and we've hit the wall again. We basically have hit the wall again. With 10 games left in the season, basically hitting the wall again. We started off slow, which kind of made sense if you're like, all right, we're going to do this so that towards the end of the season, we'll be better for it. And I think the fact that we were playing Champions League football and we didn't practice and prepare for it, which is what I wanted us to do last season when we were in the Europa League. Like, look, the starters are going to have to play midweek and play in the weekends. So how about we do that this year? So if we ever get in the Champions League, players will know how it is, and Arteta will know whether or not he has a squad that can handle it. I think we went from having what looked like 14 to 15 people in the squad that could be part of it to the back down to like maybe 1 or 2 players on the bench that he is comfortable bringing into a match. That's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Yeah, and Gary, we got to start looking at, because I know once the season kicks off, people can have good form, and you can start to change your mind about them. Kai Havertz, for example, who has a little purple patch, and we're like, okay, well, maybe this is good. Maybe this is great. Martinelli starts doing well last season. Saka, all these players who are doing all right and bumping people to the bench, where you're like, oh shit, Kivior is now our left back. He's bumping Zinchenko and Tomiyasu, and Timber's going to have to fight for his spot when he gets in. Yet, if we look at it the way we were looking at it at the beginning of the season, some of these starters aren't good enough.
Yep.
Not to mention our backups, but through the season doing well, we start to go, oh shit, we got Reece Nelson, we've got Emil Smith-Rowe, we've got Tomiyasu, we've got all these guys on the bench, when we knew before the season that they weren't good enough.
Yeah. The other thing that also
where it matters.
Yeah.
And like, oh shit, maybe the people who were saying Zinchenko isn't good enough had a point.
Yeah. No, you have to think that Pep isn't going to let players go that could help him. I mean, I think to some degree they did that when they let Gundogan go, because that and him and Mahrez, I think they did not replace them at all, and I think that hurt them. And what's interesting is both, or should I say, all 3 of us, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, we're not clinical in front of goal. Like anytime I listen to somebody talk about how the last game went, it was always, well, they missed this chance here, they missed this chance there, they missed this chance here. And we're talking about, the 3 top teams in the Premier League all missing chances, and not missing it with their backups. No, they're missing it with their top players, right? I heard Salah was missing shots. I heard, so I think they're worn down as much as we are, because I always thought it was just an Arsenal thing, but you're hearing the same things from those teams, right? I mean, they're pretty poor in front of goal, and that's usually not the case, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. We've got 70+ goals in the league, and we're saying we're not clinical. It's crazy, right? It's crazy.
Yeah. Well,
I saw Mark stripping, so that's why I threw the money out.
I purposely did not look that way. If that's what was going on.
It's
starting
just
to get a little bright.
Warm. Just took off my hoodie. That's all. Don't get your dollar bills ready just yet.
I don't. No, like I said, I think
little comment
go ahead.
Sorry, am I cutting out?
You are lagging.
All right, better now.
Yes.
But that's sort of the blip in your memory of these players. I thought these players were better because they were playing well, reminded me a lot of Leeds United, for example, this season, to bring it to you guys down there. But when I heard one of you guys say next season we need to replace 11 starters or some crazy number like that, where I was like, no, I like a lot of these guys on your team. Your team looks good. There's this and this and this and this. And then you see them have their poor matches and you're like, oh, when they're bad, they are not on it. So how do you guys feel about the squad that you have right now? Or have you become soft on some of these guys that really wouldn't be there in the Premier League if you guys go up to the Prem?
What do you reckon?
No,
Ben?
well, I'm not naive to we need big changes if we go up, but if we don't go up, I think we need a bit more experience in midfield. But there's an handful I'd take with us. Obviously, you take Somerville, Nonto, possibly Rutter, just to see what he's like. Rodon, but you'd need a better partner in Ampadu, and obviously Gray. Rest of them, squad players or sell on.
Yeah,
Did I see that Somerville is like considered what is it, player of the month or something like that in championship?
You got player of the year.
You got player of the year, yeah.
Which is crazy because I'm like, you still want more from him. You're like, dude, you've left a lot of things hanging. You've been, you do a lot of work until you get into that final.
Danny.
Yeah, I think. I think things have worked him out a bit, haven't they?
Yeah, he's getting doubled up on a lot now. Obviously, it's second round of games. They know what to expect. But I also feel that he's not the only one in the front line that's not on form. So luckily we've got a good defence. But obviously it couldn't keep Smodic out at the weekend. So
quality player.
It's squeaky bum time, innit? Let's look, keep the faith. It's not over till it's over, and we're lucky enough that there's the playoffs. We get a second crack at it if we don't go up automatic. But look, we'd have snapped your hand off for this position back in first 2 months of the season. Of course we would.
Yeah.
So just gotta look on the bright side.
Speaking of squeaky bum time, it's about time we bring in that Liverpool fan that we all know and love so much.
Is that because of that stomach flu for 3 days?
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Oh, God. No, please.
Sorry,
that's one way to fit in your summer clothes.
Chris, squeaky bum time for Arsenal, Liverpool, maybe Man City as well. But all three of us crapped out of Europe in the same day or 2 days.
Yeah.
So all focus is on the league. Do you think you guys?
Man City still has potential of 2 more FA Cup games, right?
They play the semifinal and then they would have to play the final. So that potentially 2 more games for them.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Cole Palmer score 3 and knock them out, though.
He does have the hot hand.
Yeah. I think Klopp announced his retirement about a month and a half too early because it galvanized them for a while, and now that steam has kind of run out. I wonder if he regrets doing it when he did.
Hey, but didn't it seem like the reason why he had to do it is because it was going to come out anyway? So either they control the narrative, or it's just there's a leak somewhere and all this information is coming out, because it almost seemed like it was going to happen no matter what. They just decided, to jump in front of it and at least control it from their end.
I didn't read into it too deeply on why it had to come out when it did, but that's always possible that there's moles in the system. But I mean we've just run out of gas. That's just like, it's evident. I think we're definitely destined for third. It's just hopefully we stay within a few. Hopefully we don't fall away by like 8 points.
I have a feeling, Chris, it's going to become a battle for third place. Nobody wants second place. Liverpool and Arsenal just will not take it. They both decided they cannot win, so they are both not wanting to be second.
Well, the thing is, like, we could both, temporary, because City doesn't have a game this week, and obviously, in hand, there is the ability to reapply pressure to them by win. I mean, we both have to win this week.
I mean, City would feel like they cannot drop anything, because if they just draw, Arsenal are on them, and we have a better goal differential as of now. Took a hit this weekend, Jesus. But Man City are in the same boat where they feel they have to win out.
Yeah,
they're just a lot more confident of doing it than we are. Nice, John. Member for 2 months. Thank you so much, John. Where's Mr. Tom? Mr. Tom is waiting in the chicken shop. He is waiting, but he just popped in, so we can bring him on here. Let's get Mr. Tom out here. Hello.
Looking good.
Hey, Tom.
Hello, everyone.
Hello there.
Ooh, hello.
Hello, Ben.
By the way, Ben, I haven't seen you in forever, man. Hello, man.
How are you, mate? I'm good, Chris. How are you, bro?
$15 bills at Ben.
I think your team plays tonight, right? Or when do the Rangers play?
Which week? Sunday.
Sunday.
President's Trophy winners.
Nobody knows what that is.
I know, I don't.
Most points.
You do.
Best team, most points.
Best team in the regular season.
Right.
Is that a poison chalice, or is that actually
When they won the cup, they won. When they won the cup, they won.
We don't believe in hoodoos.
Well, look what happened to the Bruins last year.
That's why I was asking. I thought,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Do you Arsenal and Liverpool fans not think you're throwing in the towel just a little bit early? You've got 6 games to go.
mean,
You've still got a long way to go yet.
Yes, but like it's more about how the team is playing. Like they just look like they've played a lot of games, and
I think
the energy's not
fixtures
there.
favour City as well. Yeah.
I can think of 115 things that favour City.
I mean, anyone winning the league is still very plausible. Anyone can finish 1, 2, 3. It's more about the, and I'm a big Atalanta fan, so this is not a knock on them, but they outplayed us for at least 135 of those 180 minutes we played against them. And we put a strong squad up. So that's where I think we're at. Just stunned.
I always go by what I always go by what I see, and I assume like what I saw in the previous game, I won't see a significant drop. But since that Brighton game, everything's looked so different for this team, and it's been when there's been something. What's weird is when there's something on the line, and it's the end of the season, then this is what we see sometimes. We didn't see in the City match, which has surprised me. In a City match when we played that in Etihad, I'm like, all right, they did what they did all they could to get something out of that game, and then it seemed like in the Bayern Munich game they kind of just fell asleep. Like, you know what? All that attention to detail that they had in that City match, if they had anywhere near half of that, I think in the Bayern Munich home match, they wouldn't have lost. They wouldn't have drew. You know what I mean? Because things that they were doing in that match, we hadn't seen no bit. You know what I mean? So I think either the season just wear down and it just seemed to happen right when the most crucial part of the season comes about. But it's not everything that we complain about. Like do we have enough bench? Now is like coming to fruition. We don't have enough bench.
The thing is, Gary, it's not about the Champions League this year for you lot. It's about the Premier.
But you know what?
Wait a second. And the Villa game, the first half, you were the better team by a long way. Yeah. By a long way.
Yeah. One thing is,
But you know what? We were like that in the City match too. But I think one of the things that happens now, if you're playing City, one thing, but you're playing Villa, and they're like, the team's lower than you. They have a little bit.
Not much.
No. When I say lower, like in the sense that if you guys, and I've said this multiple times, Well, if you guys don't want to take it, then maybe we will, right? And that's Villa. That teams that are sitting there chasing you. If you don't go out there and take advantage of what was given to you, like you had enough chances in the game, in that second half, we ran out of steam from all the like all that good half where we had all that possession and all those opportunities to score, and they didn't happen. Warren us in the second half, and they kind of woke up, and next thing you know, bang, 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 2 goals, and it's looked like that since, right? The second half of games, we're just sitting there going, well, they're kind of looking at the clock, like when is this thing going to end? Because we don't look like we're ready to try to get something out of it. We still have time, but we don't look like we have the energy to do it. So that's what we've seen it twice now. The second half of our games have been not about us. It's been about, can we get out of here without getting an injury, I guess, because and nothing about trying to get a win here. So the sense of urgency is not there. They look a little lifeless in that second half of games, and there's nobody the coach can bring on that can spark it. Nobody,
right?
I mean, but I think also, you might want to 6 games to go.
You might want to add to that I mean, Arsenal is playing for the league championship, but Villa has something to play for too. They're trying to maintain top 4, so they were gonna give Arsenal a game regardless,
and they have to place it.
They're trying to place. They're trying to beat the Spurs for top 4. So I mean, they were gonna give you guys everything they have, and I've said it before that I think that Villa matches up very very similar to Arsenal.
Yeah, no, and also I always say, like you talk about, well, it's the league is what you should be striving for. And I don't believe you should be taking games off, because right now Arsenal isn't a team that can. Well, you know what, we can Villa basically said, you know what, we're gonna go at City, got destroyed by them, right? And everybody said, oh, that's how you're supposed to play City, right? And they lose, what, 3-0 or whatever it was? And then they came out and played against us, and what did they do? They did exactly kind of what we did against City. We kind of laid back, let them have their say. Nothing happened, and then they took advantage, right? But also, I don't think you can just say, no, you know what? You're in the Champions League. You have a chance to get the Premier League. We're gonna allocate our resources and our thinking towards one of them, because you never know which one you're gonna win. All right. For me, I say you just try to win everything, because that's the plan anyways. All right. The plan is to try to win every game that you play. If you don't, you might miss out. And I think that's where we complain about, why are we getting out of these domestic cups so early? You don't know if that's the trophy you're supposed to get this season, right? When you don't give it your all. And that's kind of how I feel. I feel like there's a wasted, but also for me, it helps out your squad, because now you have more games for your other players that you're going to need at some point in the season. Like right now, we're looking to the bench. We got nobody because we never played them, right? Because every game was important, because it was either the Champions League or it was the Premier League, And I think if you had those domestic cups, then you can allocate some of your players to be able to play in some of those games and help them out and keep them in form and keep them ready to go. And we don't do that. So then basically we're set. If we get injuries, we're in trouble, because we're not going to add another person that's sitting out on that bench to come in. That just doesn't happen. I don't know. Well, I don't know what the carrot eating thing means. What did I say? Did I do something wrong? Is that what?
Shut up.
Oh,
eat a carrot, Gary.
All right.
Eat a damn carrot.
This was going to go where Chris was going to reply to you. You were going to reply to Chris, and it would have been a 2-man conversation while we all sat here with our thumbs up our asses. That's exactly how that.
But you like
All right, then I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
You love having your thumb there, Mr. Tom.
Allegedly. All right.
All right, I won't say. I guess I'm not supposed to talk for the rest of the show, right?
But I didn't say you weren't allowed to talk.
No,
I'm not the boss of anything.
No. Just take a breath.
All right. If I was rambling on and I lost you, I'm sorry.
Take a drink of your beer, Gary.
Hey, Lolo, you're muted.
Yeah. I wasn't saying anything good anyway. Let me take a second to sort of digest everything that Gary was saying, but to bring it in with the rest of the conversation, which Tom brought to buttholes. So, Gary, I think the main thing that you're saying is Arsenal, We play very free and loose and fun and energetic style when we are not in first place, when we are not expected to win, when we don't have everything looking at us. When we take the lead, when we go first place, when we are at home with no opposing fans in the first leg of the quarterfinals of Champions League, we get tight buttholes. And it is hard to run around and be super fast and kick the ball the same way with tight buttholes, worrying about the teams who are going to come up from behind and get you.
You're not a gritty team, so it's hard to be a tight butthole team.
Yeah, so we're not used to playing with tight buttholes.
You lost all your tight butthole personnel when like Xhaka left.
We are used to running around with loose baggy buttholes and banging all the lower teams and having a good time at it. But Gary, you're absolutely right. As soon as we take the league, we take the position where it's in our hands. We start going, okay, don't let anybody fuck us. Don't let anybody fuck us. Tight buttholes, guys, tight buttholes. And it's like, that's no, we've gotten to where we are by playing, by going for it, you know? So thank you, Tom, for your input. We knew we had you on the show for one reason, just to say fingers up the butthole.
I think we could say that Leeds, if any team is what you're saying there, Lolo, it's Leeds. Having clawed back a 17-point deficit, got to the top of the tree. The fall from the top of the tree has been worse than when the cat has attacked the Christmas tree and the fairy has fallen off the top.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, called yourself a fairy.
I don't see the doom and gloom, but that's okay. You know,
It's
I haven't watched
fear,
enough of Leeds really to know, and I understand the fear of it. You know, I mean, it would suck to get to this point and, you know, and where you are in the table and not complete the mission. But Leicester City is in terrible form.
What's their game in hand, though?
Southampton.
And I could just.
Ooh.
Yeah, but Mark,
and Leicester City have the game, you know.
But Mark, I have much more understanding of Leeds United fans going doom and gloom right now than I do Liverpool and Arsenal fans, because the difference here between first place and third place is, yeah, you made the playoffs, but the playoffs become a 1-2 games.
It's a winner take all.
It's a winner take all. And as we've seen year after year after year in FA Cups, Carabao Cups, all of those, where a team that really isn't as good as the other team finds a way to win because it's just one game. They just have to win that one game. And so that's where Leeds United fans should be going, fuck, I don't know if we can beat any one team I know we can. I don't know if we will beat West Brom, Southampton, Norwich.
Who would you rather face if you're in the playoff in the first round, West Brom or Norwich?
It will third place sixth.
Third. I mean, that's assuming you finish third, because Southampton can.
Well, yeah, fourth play fifth.
Yeah, but assuming that the top 6 teams are the 6 teams that will remain in the top 6, like,
okay,
you probably want to play West Bromwich, I think, instead of Norwich.
I'll play Norwich. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of difference, I don't think, Chris.
I just feel like Norwich are scoring so much right now that those games could get.
Yeah, but we played them only the other week, and the game was a very decent, controlled game from us. But I mean, when you get to the playoffs, it's a completely different ball game. So you know, it's a bit more of a lottery. But at least the semis are over 2 games.
How is Blackburn not in the top half of the table with that?
Because they're shit.
Because I have one player that scores their goals.
Yeah, but they also didn't. Was it them? Is that where Ed Wharton came from? That's on Palace.
Yeah.
Well, 50% of their goals have been scored by one person. That's why they're 7.
That Wharton guy, someone should get him in the summer. He's one of the most composed, best quick passing midfielders I've seen in the league.
Yeah. Good youngster, isn't he?
Just in that game against Liverpool, he was the most composed midfielder on either team. Incredible. He's not
It's
going to be
fair
on
to-
Palace for long.
It's fair to say their goal scorer won't be with them next year.
Oh,
Word is he's going to Celtic, so we'll see. He won't be there.
he should go. He should go to a promotion squad team.
That's
You
what
would
will
think.
happen.
Nah, he'll go to a club where he can also play European football.
That's a good point. He's what, in his late 20s, Smolrich?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
no youngster. Yeah.
He probably gets into Celtic.
Yeah.
Probably right away.
Yeah, no, it's not all doom and gloom, Tom. I mean, we've still got it's not completely in our hands, but it's up to us to win 3 games. If we win 3 games, then we have a really, really good chance of managing to get in the top 2. Leicester and Southampton, they're going to drop points. They've got to because they're playing each other. Ipswich, they're wobbling a little bit. So, I mean, it's an exciting end to the season if you're not involved in it. But it'll be what it'll be,
The form's just catching up with everyone. Ultimately.
Yeah, and the nerves and everything else, yeah. And the best teams will go up, at the end of the day.
Well, I think Leeds is one of the best teams, in the league, despite this little despite their poor play right now. And I wouldn't exactly call it poor, but it's
a blip. It's a blip.
But I think
it's
one that you survive, and
hopefully so.
The second place team is in terrible form.
Just
So
tired.
to be able to kind of sneak into that spot, I think everybody's tired at this point in the season.
Yeah, I think definitely the international break, particularly with Leeds, really messed us up because we had a lot of players playing. A few came back injured. Of course, the Welsh boys, which form quite a part of our squad, they played a lot of football during that international break, including extra time as well. So it's taken its toll.
That I'm doom and gloom over it. I'm just
Sorry
not
about
being
that.
delusional about it either.
Do we have the
What?
remaining games
is
of the
this?
top 4 available?
Damn it,
Sorry,
Brad.
say again.
Of the championship?
Is there a graphic of the remaining games of the top 4?
You have to put in graphic
Yeah,
requests on Wednesday.
Yeah, you can Google it.
You have to put in the request.
I think if I
You have
Google
to-
it, I'll freeze.
Chris, you have to put in the request on a Wednesday in triplicate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. next week.
Sir, yes, sir.
Come on, John. I know you can chase
To
it
be
down.
honest, looking at the table, everyone's kind of in poor form right now. With the exception of Southampton.
I might have
Yeah.
it. I
So
think I
you've
got
got
it here.
you got
Let
Leicester
it
with
in,
West
Lolo.
Brom. Did you send it to us?
No,
or
but it's at the bottom.
triplicate.
down there?
It should come up as a.
Oh, you do have the
There we
graphic.
go.
Jesus.
How sexy is that?
We'll be
All right, let's
charging.
We should pick these.
royalties for this.
Pick these 15 games. Or not.
I do not know.
Leeds is
I do
very
not
simple.
know enough.
Leeds is very simple. They need to win every game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they can win every game. They can obviously beat anybody, but the first 2 should be gimmies, right? Except you're away.
Yeah, Middlesbrough maybe not because they see
I
it
think
as a
being away will
local
help them.
rivalry, don't they? Yeah, I think you're right, Ben. I think you're right. I agree.
Teams don't tend to
QPR.
low block at home. So
It's
No
really
one
interesting how
wins a win
Southampton
against Leeds ever.
Southampton's still in it because 2 of their 5 games are against I think a week or 2 ago we thought they had drifted away.
Southampton can be level on points with us before we kick a ball. So
Yeah.
they're back in it. Whatever.
But
It's
one
a
of those
race again.
is one of those Southampton. They really have. I thought they only had 4 games left.
No, 5.
No.
they played Preston. They
They
beat Preston.
played it. They played it on
Oh,
the
they
other day.
beat
didn't
Preston.
they?
Yeah,
Preston's already played.
Yeah, they've
This
got
is
4
obviously
games.
from last week's We All Love Leeds show.
Ideally, Leeds would
What
like
show
West
is
Brom
that, Tom?
to take points off Leicester. Southampton, Leicester to be a draw.
I could see Hull giving Ipswich some
I
trouble.
could
Hull's
see
been
Hull.
pretty good lately.
Yeah. That's a difficult game for Ipswich, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Because it's Hull. If
Screen,
Hull
Ben.
lose a game, then they can kiss goodbye to any chance of the playoffs.
Right.
You know,
They've got that,
there's a lot to play for.
Jaden Philogene and the
Carvalho.
who's on loan,
Yeah.
who's been really good for them.
Yeah, they're a good side, Hull. A good side.
Well, it should have beat us.
They should have done. Yeah. Twice.
Coventry will probably give Ipswich a bit of a battle.
Possibly, but they could be out of getting in the top 6 by the time that game comes around. That's the only problem.
And then they have an FA Cup game this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, scum.
They do. I wonder if it will turn up on a certain segment.
Mm,
I can't imagine it would.
very interesting. Good evening, Miss
Wait,
Molina.
we have a female fan?
Yeah. Well, she watches on Gary's channel, so she may be a fan of Gary, who just puts up with the rest of us. But
Someone's got to be a fan of Gary.
yeah.
I'm a fan. Despite my vocal levels
Been a
with
while,
Gary
Gary.
sometimes,
Been a
I'm a
while.
big fan of Gary.
I'm a big fan of
I love
Gary.
Gary.
Yeah, I
I
got
love
friends.
Gary.
See, I got some friends.
He's great.
Thanks.
He's a great.
Thanks, guys.
If Gary had a site to subscribe to, I'd subscribe to it.
He
Gary's
doesn't. He doesn't. Tom, we've looked. It's
Gary's
all-
been quiet since 3 of you guys were an asshole to him.
Yeah. They told me I stopped talking. They say I talk too much.
He does have a site called Only Gary.
Gary, to just to be clear, I never told you to stop talking. It was everybody else.
Yes. See,
I think I was
didn't
muted
say-
at the time, so
Gary,
I didn't say
you
shit.
can talk all you want, mate. You can talk all you want.
I
I
hear
don't
that.
recall anyone telling him he can't talk. I just remember seeing Steven Seagal eating a carrot.
I know who put that out. Who put that up there, right?
which
See?
is-
Wait, what, me?
Yeah. It's bad.
Yeah.
See, I start talking and there goes the carrot, man.
This
Oh,
was
man.
this was the process.
Gary.
Gary with the Tony tangent.
I didn't go on a
breathe.
tangent.
Relax. Smoke a blunt, Gary. Works for me. These were all during your rant.
These all supposed to be my friends and stuff. Look at that. All my friends are just telling me. I thought I was having a good conversation. Maybe it was just with myself. I don't know.
I was listening. I thought it was great. But I'm an Arsenal fan, so to everybody else, it's
Well, definitely. The bottom row is going Arsenal guy talking again.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mark. What?
The hardships of like struggling to finish in the top.
You're
Top
You're
two.
Mr. Elephant Tree to me now.
Oh,
Oh, there you go. That
elephant. Yeah, I saw your comment, Chris.
You're a jinx machine, man.
No, but
You can't talk
listen.
you can't talk positively about your team when things are so like you gotta.
I know. I
gotta-
knew
You
it.
gotta be like, nah,
I
they're
knew
not that good. Like
You spoke too early, Chris, saying no one wants to win the championship. And then, lo
and
behold,
then the
look what
Premier League
happened.
just fucking losing matches, just losing them.
I know, I jinxed it indirectly.
Yeah. But listen, the whole elephant in the tree thing, that's not me saying how awesome we are. It's me agreeing that doesn't belong up there and it's gonna fucking fall. But while it's up there, take photos and enjoy it until the elephant falls out of the tree and kills everybody who's sitting under the tree taking photos, which is me. So it's not me gloating at all. It's me going, that you guys see that? That's so dumb, right? That's so dumb. Like Arsenal shouldn't. It's so dumb. And then we give ourselves the anchor. And,
Ooh, you got
Because
wolves
a cannon isn't heavy enough.
yeah, a
You have
cannon
wolves.
is not heavy enough.
I just remember when somebody came off the
got
back of a
wolves.
6-0 win at Bramall Lane and thought they were going to win the league. That's all I'm going to
Was
say.
that me?
Yeah.
Was
I
that
think
me?
it was a lot of
You
Arsenal.
That was
were,
this year?
you and you and the rest of them were jumping around like you'd
Off
won
of
it.
beating
Oh,
the
we're so good.
worst team
Oh,
in the
that's-
Premier League for years.
But that's
Tom,
did
don't
we go
qualify it.
top? Did we go top? Is that why?
No, I'm saying
Have you
you're
had
right, David.
have you had Humpty Dumpty, Lolo, the nursery rhyme?
I mean,
Yes, I have.
the year
Humpty
the year
Dumpty was a
Liverpool-
cannon.
The year Liverpool won
Yes,
it by
It
he
was a
was.
cannon, yeah. And
Yeah.
it
won it
fell
by
off the wall and had a great
18
fall.
points. I was not comfortable until it was mathematically impossible for City to come and win the league. I never felt good once. I was like, till it's mathematically impossible, I'm not going to celebrate.
Yeah.
You know,
Who's going to
and-
win
and
the
this
league?
back is-
Whoever
going
finishes
back-
above City.
Yeah, but going back to,
It's gonna be
to
Villa
what
at this
David
pace.
said about how Arsenal was, feeling all high and mighty, putting 6 on Sheffield, and they were all set to win the league. But let's look at everything beyond that. Arsenal beat Newcastle the week before 4-1. Burnley got beat by Arsenal 5-0. They beat West Ham 6-0.
Well,
Beat
it was
Liverpool
it was a great
3-1. 5-0 against Crystal Palace. I mean, that's a string of matches that is going to build anyone's confidence when you're at the top of the league and you have that run.
Yeah, if it had only started about a month later. Like, just kind of,
It started at the right time because it was after that terrible way to end the season, at end of the year. I mean, basically we needed something, a spark, and we got the spark, right? So I think it was a perfect time. It's just we haven't been able to maintain it in the last 3 matches. It hasn't looked the same. So, yeah, I'm going to stop before I go rambling on
yeah,
again.
but this
That's
is
just
enjoying it.
down to a lack of squad size, I think.
That's kind of what I've been always saying, that we need 10 players for every window basically. And
like Nottingham Forest.
And at the point right now, there's 9 players that aren't contributing to the team, in a way that is helping us. You know what I mean? So there's 9 players we can replace right now.
I think
if we do,
if you
that,
get
we'll be
5 players, though, then
Yeah.
you're going to get at least half of them other players who are going to play better.
I hope
Get
so.
rid of the other
Yeah.
4.
Yep.
And you don't need 10 then.
the best thing is this is the least intimidating City team, I think,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
in 6 or 7 years.
It's the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think a lot of it is they don't have those great inverted fullbacks like they used to have.
They're struggling to score as well at the minute.
Yeah, you said it earlier, Chris. Gundogan not being there, he's a huge loss. And Haaland isn't scoring like he was last season.
Well, I think Gundogan being gone, he was really good for, I think, maybe connecting, the back line to the front line kind of thing, in terms of being a player that could actually, contribute with goals and also open things up, I think.
Kovacic was supposed to be that, but has he been hurt most of this year? I don't even know.
No, he's just crap.
Just not finding his way.
I don't think he's a
okay.
crap player.
No, he's okay, but he's not as good, is he?
Yeah.
No, they
not,
were
no,
like,
he's
okay, we're gonna get rid of Gundogan. Let's bring in an older, not as good Gundogan.
They didn't want to get rid of him, Lolo. They didn't want to get rid of him. He wanted to
Yeah,
go.
He didn't want to get rid of Palmer either, did he? But
That's the
couldn't
one,
offer him
John.
football.
There you go.
How can you not offer Cole Palmer football?
Well,
Yeah.
they told Cole Palmer. Palmer said that he wanted to go out. He was like, look, I'm willing to go out on loan. And Pep told him, no, you're either here or you're gone. And he said, am I going to be in the first team? And he's like,
Of course not.
of course not.
There
is no first team for
is
Pep to
Yeah. If
No,
it
there's
took
not.
Foden this long to get regular play, they weren't going to do anything special for Cole Palmer.
And Foden's benched all the time.
Yeah.
And he's on the bench
And
like, I don't
Salah's-
know. I score a hat trick. The next game, I don't even play a minute. That's
Right.
and we all make fun of Pep roulette and all that. And but that's what happens when you have literally 2 teams that could either one could beat anybody else in the league. Arsenal, we have to brag about, we've had the same starting lineup 11 matches in a row. Nobody else can say that. That's also due to necessity. Yes, it's awesome to say because you have consistency. It's also due to necessity. You're not going to bench Rice for Fabio Vieira. No, it's just not happening.
Yeah. The problem is that Arteta has to do some of that. He has to find a way to get those guys into the game, or else this is what it looks like when you
Yeah,
don't. I mean,
then we're bringing on Eddie and Nketiah at the Allianz against Bayern Munich, and you're like, wait. When they brought on Eddie and Nketiah, I was like, hold on, are they asking anybody? Because I'll go. Like, did he just turn around and go, hey, anybody else want to?
when it was 0-0 in the Villa game, and I'm like, all right, well, you know what? It's it's like you said, it's squeaky bum time, and you know what? Maybe we can at least hold on to this 0-0 draw. Zinchenko, can you go off, please? No, White goes off. And like, well, can Kiwior come in? No. After it's 2-0, Zinchenko comes off, and you're like, wow, Arteta, thanks. That's like, it's too late now. It's too late now. So I would like to know what he's thinking when he does some of these things. I mean, I think there are players for certain situations, and he just doesn't use them sometimes. So yeah.
Mark, would you like to talk about necessity and playing relying on a squad of, say, maybe 11, 12, 13 players?
And that is exactly what we have had to do. And hey, man, I don't know what Gary O'Neill did, but he managed something not short of a miracle. Nobody even picked us at everyone said, around relegation, relegated, unfortunate. Gary O'Neill comes in 36 hours before match play begins against Man United, and just works miracles with a squad that is not only like ridiculously thin, but we've had some bad luck with starters being injured. I think currently we have like 5 or 6 starters out.
Yeah. If I would have told you were only 2 points behind Brighton at this point in the league,
hey, look, at one point this season we were ahead of Chelsea, and that was like woo, and hopefully that the parent company will spend a little bit of money next in the off season. That's all we're hoping for. We get a few players back from loan, but I don't really there's nothing really of any quality there. That maybe it could make us a little deeper, but I don't want Fabio Silva back. And at this point, it's a $34 million loss. Okay, he just didn't work out. But I also think it has a lot to do that he's had he's worked with 4 coaches.
He also left Portugal
since he got signed. Fabio Silva has worked with 4 managers.
He also left a league that develops young players about 3 years too early.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was Fabio was Nuno's signing. That's how far. And we've had 2 one-year managers and quite possibly a third one-year manager. I don't know. Everyone says that. Everyone that I've read all the rumors is Gary O'Neill's going to Man United. God, I hope not.
What?
Yeah.
I want him to stay. I don't want him going anywhere. There's all sorts of rumors. But
You might be missing players, but it hasn't seemed to make a difference to Arsenal's opponents when they keep losing players. I mean, Bayern Munich lost 3 players after the first leg. It didn't seem to bother them in the second leg. You know what I mean? So I think, we seem to cater a little bit to the teams that are sure, like, all right, we won't play as good as we
I'm
can.
Say
maybe
that Bayern's a lot deeper team.
A little deeper, just a bit.
Bit deeper.
Yeah. But like I said, everybody. The last 3 games we've been playing, there's been a significant player out, and it hasn't made a difference. So, you guys will play up for your home, all right? At the least, you have your fans with you, and yeah.
I mean, I'd love to see. The last one was 2-1. I thought our effort was, given that who we were playing. I liked our effort. If we put forth that effort again, although we're going to be a lot thinner up front. because as I had read, Semedo is out, and then Cunha, who had a brace last week, he's out. Both of them have thigh problems. He-Chan is reportedly not starting and will only get like maybe 25, 30 minutes, but hey, let's just play for Gary O'Neill, because that's what the team does.
I thought you were going to say
he
for
certainly
Gary
is.
and leave
I
it
thought
at
you were
that.
gonna say for Gary.
Because if he's
play
going to
for
say
Gary Howell. Win one for Gary Howell. Go Wolves.
I thought you said Gary O'Neill's gonna go in at striker.
Right. I don't think that was his position, though.
Player coach.
Okay, everybody. Well, this is a good lull in the conversation, so it's about time I need to.
I'm sorry, but that's like a punch. That's a gut punch right there.
Is that right in the balls?
Yeah. That was when your host has not been listening to anything you guys have been saying for 10 minutes. But I do need to use the restroom. I am an old man. We are all a bunch of old guys, and it is halftime of our 2-hour show. We actually had 7 minutes of stoppage time. So please, there are a bunch of people watching us tonight, and please make yourself known in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, what club you support, who's the prettiest on this panel, all those things. And hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Even go over to Gary's channel and hit the like and the subscribe and all that stuff. And John would like to throw his hat in the ring for prettiest face on the panel. But we will be right back in just a few minutes. We're going to take our little halftime bio break. And while we go to the bathroom, we have a special presentation for you. John, you can take control. I will not be doing this. And please enjoy another episode of In the Crapper with Mark. We'll be back.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Spunny Mark, and I'm on the crapper right now. And whenever I'm on the crapper, I tend to think about this relegation battle that we've got going on right now. Last season, it was fantastic. This season, it's kind of been heading toward this foregone conclusion for a while. With the teams that came up last season, look like they're going back down at the end of this one. Sheffield United. I got my little notebook here, because when you're on the crapper, you need a little reading material. Sheffield United right now, last place, 16 points. They do have a game in hand, and this weekend they play Burnley, so maybe they can make something happen. Chris Wilder does have them playing a little bit better, if you call 3 points in their last 5 matches playing better. As I said, they get Burnley. Burnley is the second to last team with 20 points. Vincent Kompany has them playing pretty well. But this is that old, it's beyond my ken, beyond my understanding, but it's a 6-pointer, I guess. Again, with Sheffield United having that game in hand, it could flip-flop. We could end up seeing Burnley in last place, Sheffield United with a little bit of dignity and not being the worst team in the league. They have, oddly enough, these two teams have an almost exact same schedule, with the exception of the game in hand. Both of them play Man United. Both of them play Forest. Both of them play Newcastle, and also Spurs. The only thing being different is, again, that Sheffield United has that game in hand against Everton, a very winnable one. So who knows? Who knows what happens? In third place with 25 points and seemingly close to getting out of the battle, we have Luton Town, a team that I would love to see stay up. They are a lot of fun to watch, and I think they add just a little bit of character to the league. They get Brentford, who with their win last week, I think they're going to be safe. We're taking them out of the equation of being relegated. I just have 5 teams that run the chance. Obviously Sheffield, obviously Burnley, and now we're talking Luton Town. And I'm going to throw Everton and Forest in there. As far as Luton Town is concerned, their string of fixture is actually quite winnable. It's not great. They could lose all of them, but in the same note, they could easily take a number of points from this lineup. Listen here. Luton Town has Brentford, Wolves, Everton, West Ham, and Fulham. For a team that plays very, very hard, that's a fixture where I think they can get a number of points and maybe even find themselves above that relegation line. As I mentioned just a couple of minutes earlier, Everton and Nottingham Forest are my teams that are going to be fighting for that final spot in relegation. They actually get each other this weekend in what I am calling the FPP match, or the FPP derby, if you will. So, a draw here could certainly help Luton should they beat the Bees. And then the schedules aren't too kind for these two teams. Everton has, after Forest, they have Liverpool, Brentford, Luton, Sheffield United, and Arsenal. So you're certainly going to have a little mixture of teams that are just going to beat up on them, and then teams where it's like, hey, you could sneak a point here and there and push Everton a little farther down the table. And then as far as Forest is concerned, they have, after Everton, they get Man City, Sheffield United, Chelsea, and Burnley to finish things off. I don't know if Burnley will be that close to make that match of relegation consequence. I have a feeling it'll be sewed up by then, but you never know. We'll see. And it's going to be very exciting. Again, not as exciting as last season. And this season, it's coming down to the wire like it has in the past few. So we'll catch you next time back on the Crapper.
All right. Thank you, Mark, for that. A little in the Crapper session. Very echoey. That's how you know it's actually filmed in the Crapper.
It's filmed in the Crapper.
Yeah, there you go.
Like,
all right, guys. Well, we got a lot to get to in the second half of the show, and we were already behind. So let's get straight. Let's get straight into betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, love, place your bets.
You still have the best graphics of our show for some reason. Awesome. We have betting in the dark with Mr. Tom. All's normal with Arsenal edition. And before we get to this, I'd just like to reiterate that we are not betting.
I have no idea what he's trying to say there.
I'm sure he's doing this spiel about we are not betting experts. And basically,
Okay,
Tom's record, despite it being profitable thus far, let's not actually stick with that as a definite means of making money. So when the fun stops, stop.
Some of these bets have been profitable. You just got to close them out before the game's over.
Yeah,
exactly.
Close.
I may.
All right, so Tom, show us your first crazy bet that we got.
So I may have lost count of the amount of messages I get where, Tom, you got the first goal scorer, and things like that, and I'm like, oh, great. Then we wait for the hammer to drop, and then it doesn't pan out. Anyway, so basically, as Mr. Chris said earlier, Cole Palmer could get a few goals this weekend because obviously former club, etc. But still, Erling's due, clearly, because I think he's gone a couple of games without hitting the net. So Palmer, Erling, 2-1. Big money. Big money.
I think just to make Lolo and me shit our pants a little bit more, I think City's going to lose, just so we know they have one less distraction.
Yep. That's the plan. And then we just got to continue to hear the insufferable Chelsea fans tell us how they had a better season than us because they got to 2 finals and finished 13th in the league.
Well, it's not G anyway.
We did our best to get him on the show tonight, and he just wouldn't do it. We even said you could film in the crapper and talk about Chelsea all you want, and nope, he didn't. He didn't want to do it. All right, Tom, I'll place this.
The top 4, isn't he? Chelsea at the top
Yeah.
4 again. He'll be on the show.
Flip Cole and Holland. 2 for Cole, 1 for Holland, 2-1 the other way. That's what
That'll probably be even a lot
pay
more
you
money.
even more money. Yeah.
All right, next
Make
one.
one of them a penalty for Palmer.
We're going for serious money here because I'm not picking the other team to win. So
I think Everton could use Ellis Sims right now.
No one cares about Everton. Like barely even Everton fans.
Can we add Chumbawamba to get sent off at the back? Whatever he's called. Because he's a liability, and he's more of a liability than Hillary. I forget his name.
Is that Casemiro
or Mecca?
Yeah.
Does he get knocked down?
He gave 2 goals away last game.
Oompa Loompa?
I don't know.
You pissing the
Big
night away?
lump at the back who plays next to Maguire. I'll take. Wait there.
Does he drink a cider drink?
A whiskey
Yeah,
drink?
that one. He drinks a whiskey drink.
He drinks a lager drink.
Drinks a cider.
Let me just find the dirty shit.
Does he sing the songs that remind him of the good times?
And the songs that remind him of the bad times.
Yeah.
Where tomorrow does he have it? Scum.
I remember the next single they had off that album. I'm probably the only person who could think of that.
Kambawala.
What?
Him.
Kambawala.
Yeah, that's the guy, yeah. We had him to get sent off.
I mean, you can. You would.
I like that.
I think, unfortunately, I would love for this to happen, but I feel like we're going to have an insufferable United v Chelsea final that I'm not going to watch.
Oh my God!
Nor will anyone on the show.
Wouldn't that just be the fucking worst?
Yes, that would be.
It being FA Cup weekend, I think we should all take the opportunity to thank the Big Six for deciding that we don't need FA Cup replays because they don't need FA Cup replays. And
here's the question for you: if Man City plays Coventry, who gets to wear the Sky Blues?
The team that's drew at home, usually. The team that comes out of the hat first.
I think if that's the final, I'm going to pick whoever gets to wear the color that
whoever gets to wear the blue.
Yeah.
So it's a sky blue final.
Yeah, we'll see.
FA Cup semi-final 3-2.
They did. Was it Keith Houchin scored?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the next one.
I just love that their striker from last year is gonna go for like £100 million somewhere this summer. Anyhow.
Who?
Look at Mark's face.
Gyökeres.
The surprise on his face when that pops up.
Well, I am pleasantly surprised that I make the betting in the dark. So yes, it's nice. It's nice to hear about the Wolves every once in a while. Now, Tom, tell us about the Wolves versus the Arsenal.
The Wolves.
How are we supposed to bet this? This just doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Cunha is out. So.
Yeah, he is injured.
We'll replace him with Gary O'Neill.
It came out this morning. He suffered a thigh injury.
Oh, that makes it. That's fine. I actually submitted this yesterday. So
yeah,
Max Kilman header.
It wasn't a criticism of yourself, Tom. It was just an observation.
No, it's fine. I was more. I can't believe they had him on the list if he wasn't available. But seeing as Mark said it came out this morning, then it adds
Yeah,
up.
it came out
It
in
was
this morning's press
available when I
conference.
picked it. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, there's so many times where like City will be playing and you'll go in and you'll look for like, okay, let me get some goal scorers in here, and Haaland isn't starting and he still has the most likely odds to score a goal. And you're like, he's not even fucking on here. Where you're like, yeah, let me give him a brace coming in off the bench, but they have him at the same stats as if he was starting the match. Stupid American betting apps that don't know about football. Anyway, I hate this bet, and I'm going to place it because if I bet on Arsenal to win, they don't. So if I bet on them to lose, sure, then
I can't bet on Arsenal to lose. So sorry, Mr. Tom.
If you bet on Arsenal to lose, you could at least buy the tissues to wipe the tears when they do.
No, because Havertz won't score or something like. So I will have bet on them to lose. They will have lost, but I
Still
wouldn't
not
win
get
my
your
bet.
tissues.
Yeah, I'm not going to win my bet. Yeah,
Does he still play for Chelsea, Kepa?
Kepa
He's on Real
plays
Madrid.
for Real Madrid. Well, he
He's on
doesn't
loan.
play.
He's injured, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's
All
a
right.
good bet. This one.
I think it's a good bet. Who would you swap Cunha for?
Yeah.
Whatever it
Sarabia.
be, you'll get even more money.
Or
Yeah.
Sarabia, Gomez.
Who's your striker right now?
Well, Cunha.
Cunha's
our striker.
Okay, I won't pick Wang.
Wang's still there.
And with Wang and Neto on the wings.
They've got Sarabia up on the sofa
right?
score as one of your
Wang
one
is
two
going to
players.
score.
So I don't know if Sarabia is somebody you're familiar with.
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, definitely familiar with Sarabia. He just
What does Cyril think?
I mean, he's been doing really well, like kind of coming in for Neto, and when Hechan got injured as well, so that was kind of his time to start. The thing with Sarabia is that he's a super intelligent player, really great passer, but when he's in there, the pace tends to slow down. And I think one of the things that Wolves have done really well this year is the pace they play with, and so Sarabia kind of bogs down the gears. But again, that's when, Neto is out there and Hechan is out there,
He's a great
relatively quick people.
He's a great La Liga player. Like he doesn't. Yeah, I think you're spot on with that assessment.
Yeah,
well, he can look like a little genius at times.
Yeah, no, he's got great footwork and he fights. He's a good tackler. I mean, pretty much up and down the board. I think for the most part, the Wolves have like a great deal of really great tacklers.
We hit Mo Master's La Liga radar.
Yeah. Well,
so he pops on La Liga.
Huh? Sarabia?
Well, yeah, Sarabia, where did he go? Okay, so guys, we're talking Wolves Arsenal right now. Let me get from everybody else, from our Leeds fans, our Liverpool fan, what do you guys think the scoreline will be tomorrow? Leeds, Arsenal versus Wolves at Wolves, right?
It is at the Molineux. Yes.
All right. So what are you guys thinking?
I feel that Arsenal are going to come out with a point to prove. Wolves.
God, I hope so.
Technically on the beach, but I don't think any team's fully on a beach. Going to have some effort to win. They're at home in front of their own fans. Every position is millions more. So, but I do feel. I think a 3-1 Arsenal.
I think Wolves score early, and then you get like a little worried, but you claw yourselves out in the second half, 2-1 Arsenal.
I don't want that pain, so let's not even put me through that. I don't need that. Chris, thank you, but no thanks. How about we just jump out in front early and then hold on while Wolves at some point decide
Am I
to
right?
go it.
Am I right in saying Wolves have all three of the top to play?
All three of us.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I do think that Wolves will take points somewhere.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's in the second or third attempt at playing the top three.
Unless Villa hops Liverpool by the time we play Wolves in the last week.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Wolves in the last game again.
What?
Have Arsenal got any injuries?
No, except
no
for
substantial ones.
NBA.
No substantial ones, David. Which is even more of a mind fuck of what happened at Bayern, where he's just like throwing the kitchen sink, and you're like, wait, this is all we have? I was bragging that we have 100% fitness. We never have 100% fitness at this point in the season, and we have actually everybody fit. Even Jurrien Timber is fit, not match fit, but he's fit. He's playing for like the under 21s, I believe. So, yeah, and then you see what we're bringing off the bench. It's just so dumb. So, Gary, here's my prediction, and here's what is actually going to happen. I've been told, Gary, you're going to be super happy. First half, we're going to be up 3-0. 3-0 in the first half on the beach, Wolves. And then it's going to go 3-2 very quickly. And we're going to have squeaky bum for like 30 minutes. And the match is going to end 3-2. And we're going to win.
He doesn't like
but
that
we're
option.
all going to be so angry.
You know what? I've been enjoying when the opponent's fans leave early. I want an empty stadium at the end, just because that means it's less stressful. And I haven't liked the way these games
Gary,
have gone.
don't even mention that.
You don't want for much.
No, Gary, you're confused. That was the Arsenal Villa game.
No, you're right. You're
yeah,
right.
David.
You got me. You got me.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lolo. There's no let off here.
Yeah.
The empty seats in that stadium was disgusting.
David,
really empty after the goal.
Do you understand how cringe it is being an Arsenal fan when we have been for the past month and a half singing at away stadiums? Stadiums are empty everywhere we go. Stadiums are empty everywhere we go. And then we have the fucking gall to get up and not watch 90 minutes of football. Go fuck yourselves, whoever left that match early. Go,
because 90% of your seats are like
out of here.
KPMG corporate seats or something.
The ones that are on camera. It was probably packed up top, like where Mark and I had to sit, and Gary, where we had to sit, it was probably packed. Angry, but packed.
No, they had to get to the bus stop before the chauffeurs came for the others.
The bus stop.
Right.
They're like, which team is
really
winning?
Expensive dinner to get to.
Yeah.
Is it the team that we just bought these $400 jerseys at the shop? Are we winning? No? Okay, let's go to lunch.
I just want a correction of where we've gone the last three games. Just make it a 3-0, win, clean sheet, and a nice, easy, nice, comfortable win. Let's just say that comfortable win. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. So we'll see if they can do that. I mean, they're gonna have to find some energy from some of these players that have not looked like they have anything left.
I'm gonna go with Tom's. I'm gonna go with Tom's prediction.
Oh, it sounds good to you.
I would love to see that. I don't see it happening. It's just it as it sits with literally no striker, and half a forward. Semedo has been really important to the team this year as far as moving that ball forward and getting back on defense. Ryan Aitniori won't be playing because of a calf issue as well, or a hamstring or something. I do believe that it is not going to be a drubbing, a slaughter, whatever you want to call it, because I think Wolves play with a little more pride than that. I think they're capable with the players they have are a very capable squad, and I think Gary O'Neill is going to get them ready to play and get them mentally ready to play, which I think is more important. But I see the same result as the last match, which is 2-1 in Arsenal, with Arsenal going up 2-0, and then halftime comes, and Gary O'Neill makes the adjustment, and he does really well halftime adjustments. So I think he makes an adjustment. I think we get a goal. It comes at one of those surprises. Ben White and Mega Legs will look at each other and kind of bicker for a little bit. And then Ben White will throw up his arm and compare it to the darkness of Gabrielle's arm. And it'll be like, damn it, I want to get darker. Yeah, I see the same thing as the last time.
Bit too much fake tan.
Oh man, I don't think it's fake. I think like it's in Ben White's contract that when he opens his locker, it's a tanning booth. And he just stands there and changes his clothes and just gets in a little glow, and then he changes out. Maybe at halftime he shuts the door behind him. Yeah.
Bielsa would roll in his grave if he was dead and seen what happened to Ben White. He must be ashamed of him. Just his general demeanour and conduct, and just the fact that he's obviously a prick. And
he looks like when Vanilla Ice put out that rap metal album in the late 90s.
He doesn't like football, Tom, does he? It's well known he doesn't actually like football.
Serious?
Fine.
No, he
loves it.
He loves playing football.
But we don't get
he says he loves playing football. He just doesn't.
He has no other interest in
He
football.
looks like the Nan.
Do you remember the 80s band, Bros?
Yeah.
It looks like he belongs in that.
He's still a good player. But
he's a great player.
Yeah, it's the way he celebrated David. I can't forgive that.
Yeah, the way
we gave him love. That's not showing love. Celebrate, right? Yeah, go. Whatever, but not like that. Wanker.
But yeah, it is what it is.
Plus, he knew what that meant to us at the time.
It's not like it was the winner. Really, it was the fourth goal in a 4-1 drubbing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But it's the caliber of the guy, and it is what it is. That's what I mean.
It's a fucking prick.
It's a cock.
So you guys don't like him, I guess. That sounds what it sounds like. Maybe I'm still trying to decipher all your feelings towards the man.
Sum it up. Sum it up for you in a sentence. If Ben White was on fire and I was walking past him while holding a glass of water, I'd fucking drink it.
You would drink Ben White?
No, I'd drink the glass of water that I could use to put him out, but I wouldn't.
Oh. Well, I mean, let's be honest. The amount of oil that's on that guy, I'm surprised he doesn't catch fire just walking down the street.
He'd go up in flames very quickly, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'd go very quick, and he's already like medium well. Like he's on his way to being on fire. But guys, we are
slowly being
last,
and we don't know it yet.
Yeah, we are on the last half hour of the show here, and we haven't even gotten to the big talk that John and I have, or John has worked really harder than I to create. But guys, we're going to take a look.
What's going on, Lonnie?
Yo, what's up going on, Lonnie? Good to see you. We are going to take a look back at our initial predictions before the season began. That was like August, I believe. Right, John? Sometime in mid-August. We all put in our predictions, and we're going to take a look at those top 4 predictions and see how they've changed. Does that sound fun, guys?
Let's do it.
Okay.
You sounded like you sung that last part. What's going on?
Yeah. It's because I'm constantly burping while I'm talking because I'm not used to drinking beer anymore. But anyway, so our actual top 4.
This is fucking good. I'm like, oh,
this is spot on.
Actual top 4.
This was me. I chose this one.
It's a low
Aston Villa,
total, but good for
Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City. And remember, we requested that you guys put in the points as well. So we've got City at 73 and Aston Villa at 63. That's only a 10-point gap. Still 6 games. Villa could win the league. Okay, moving on. All right, let's see the first one. My choice is Aston Villa, 4th place. I picked it. 71 points. Jesus, that's a lot of points. They could still get 71. Newcastle is not there. City and Arsenal. We still got a chance. We still got a chance there. Yeah. Okay, let's see the next one. Lawler had Liverpool, Chelsea, City, and Arsenal. All right, next one. Anisha, our Manchester City fan, had Newcastle winning the league. It's because her mom is a Magpie. That's why. All right. We all had high hopes for Newcastle. Jesus. All right, next one. Let's go. Brighton. Where's Brighton right now? Like 7th
They
place?
are
Mid-table.
7th, 8th,
10th.
10th. Mid-table,
They didn't have
exactly.
the squad to play Thursday and Sundays.
Yeah, no shit.
All right. Mark, what did you say?
City, Arsenal, Man United, and Newcastle. I
These are
thought
not looking
Newcastle
good,
would
guys.
do a little bit better. And, if it wasn't for, all the injuries that they suffered, I think they would have gotten top 4, regardless of the suspension of Tonali. United was a big miss. I don't know why I put so much faith in that.
No, I'm thinking back
They
to
finished well. They finished well, didn't they? Last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's really no reason any of these shouldn't have happened except Newcastle shit in the bed. Man United and Chelsea both having just the strangest freaking seasons.
Well, if you'd have known the gambling habits of their newest signing, then
Hell.
maybe you wouldn't have put them in 4th.
Well, Tom, if they had known about the gambling habits, maybe
Oh, they
they
wouldn't
would
have signed
be
him.
4th. But they're like, we won't get in trouble. We've done much worse than that.
Tom was taking the bets every other day.
I was like, Mr. Tonali.
You could have told us, Tom.
You know you'll get, if you get caught, you're going to get in a lot of trouble, mate.
All right, Mr. Tom.
Man,
You
you
had
hated-
Newcastle
You
up there
hated
as well.
Arsenal, man. You hated us. I can see the hate there.
It's because you have Ben White still.
The
second he's no longer in your back 4, you'll go up in my estimation by 42%.
Perfect.
So then you'll actually be at 43% in my estimation. So, there you go.
Oh wow! So actually, Tom, City cannot even get 94 points at this point. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
but I'll
I
put
think
that down to
91 is the
racism.
most they can get. Yeah, it's pure racism on that. All right, next one. Najee didn't even have Chelsea there. Good for him. He had Villa though.
He probably had
Arsenal
Chelsea
takes
with
his
55
spot.
points.
I don't know why. I mean, why are all these people have Newcastle winning the league? It's just insane to think that was
They were on an upward trajectory.
Weren't
I
they
never
top
had them
4 last
winning.
year?
They got to play in Europe, and
I want to see what Ben
come
did.
on, that was like a.
But maybe also
Everyone
people
was a
thought
little
they were
bit
going to go
biased.
big in the transfer market.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, especially after that ruling.
All right, Ben. Ben had freaking Man United in there as well, and Chelsea. Ben, you one for 4 on there.
I didn't really give a shit because Leeds were in it.
So why did you put that
Exactly.
team in 3rd? If you, I mean, come on, why do you have to put them in?
I just didn't care. I just
Well, it's gonna be
picked 4
4,
teams
not-
that popped into my head.
It was a
And I
reason to call him
thought-
Scumchester.
I got first place right. What more do you want? Rest don't matter. And they should rename the Champions League the Runners-Up League because there's not a lot of champions in it anymore.
Well, I mean, they let 4
mainly not
teams from each country in. Only one of them is a champion. Like
We get 5
honest.
this year, do we not?
No,
5.
Not
not
after
anymore.
Not now.
Bayern,
No,
Madrid,
no.
and PSG all
Oh,
won.
it's terrible,
Which-
Ben.
which was
Oh,
hilarious
oh,
watching. It was hilarious watching Tottenham fans cheering that Arsenal got knocked out and then realizing like, oh wait, City's out too, and Liverpool's out too, and West Ham's out too. Oh my God, we're not gonna get anything. Yeah, you're not getting fucking anything.
Everyone's hopes rest on Unai Emery.
Yeah,
I
no
don't
doubt.
think it's going to help.
Get on
us.
with it!
It does.
As it
He's probably the
usually
most
is.
qualified.
Get on.
Probably the most
Yep.
qualified out of all of them.
Yep.
Get on with it.
Get on with it!
All right, Gary.
Do you even have faith in your own team, Gary?
Whoa,
Oh,
you're not
That's
not
good.
bad there.
Gary got 3 of 4. Gary's doing the best. He got 3 of 4.
Yeah. And actually, if you put City at 91, which is all they can get, you might be right there with 91, 89, 81 for Liverpool.
If Liverpool ends up on 81 points, I'm not going to be on the show anymore.
Oh, come on.
That's 10 out of 18. Come on, that's good, right? Can you
on
even
with
get
it.
10 out of 18? I guess
Oh,
you can.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I
That'll go
was
along with their
looking to
current
see.
form, Chris.
I was looking to see if it was possible for Manchester United to get 80 points.
No.
They are 30 off that. That is not good. Oh God,
They'll,
that is.
they'll
that
be
is
in
not
the
Yeah, they won't even hit
conference
70.
next year, won't they?
Well, they'll play their reserve team. Right there.
Dirty jersey, dirty Chris. Oh, look at him.
At least
United.
I got first and third right.
fucking United.
We made first and third.
Yeah, I just got
Hey,
What do you mean first and third?
I got first and third right.
you
I
know
like
exactly
Harry-
what he
I like
means.
Harry's
No, he meant first
indirectly-
and fourth
Currently
right. He
second.
got.
Like, is it 2 birds with 1 stone there because he's managed to indirectly dig out Arsenal, but he's also indirectly said that his team are not winning the title. So
That's how it works.
not bad, not bad, impressive to be fair. Plus
All right.
I was
Yeah,
How many more of these we got, John? We got a lot of
preempted
people.
that his team lose on goal difference.
Well, Tony's got us in the
Tony's-
right order
he's
as well,
looking
except
good.
Newcastle for Liverpool.
Wow, he doesn't like
that's-
Liverpool at all. That's not a friend
So
of
it's
yours.
not in the right order.
I don't think a lot of people had, I don't think a lot of people had Liverpool doing well.
I
You
thought
know.
the way they ended the season was a
You're saying
a premonition of how they would start the season, and it kind of was to a degree.
Mhm.
They just ran
Yeah.
out of
Chris, what do
steam.
you make of Sosla or whatever his name is?
I like them.
I like him. I think if we get this guy from Portugal comes to coach us out of Sporting, I think he should be playing where Salah's playing because he was a right wing, right mid at Leipzig.
Cool.
And I think it's time for Salah.
Yeah, but
What I was
Chris,
really asking is how his season went. Not is he on your Christmas card list?
No, I mean, he had a very good first half of the season. McAllister's kind of picked up in the second half. I mean, we completely turned over our midfield, which is unheard of to get 4 new midfielders, and for us to still be within a stone's throw. I mean, I don't think he's not a number 8. He's just being forced to play a number 8.
Chris, I had a question about him. Shabashly, right? Do you think he is rated so highly because he has 2 Z's in his name? Because if he was just Sabazli, you'd be like, "Oh, he's no good.
Like, fuck that guy.
He's no good. He's no good." But I don't know how to say his
Bosley doesn't even make it off the bench.
Sabazli plays for the Chicago Fire. Sober slide.
And he's a firefighter on the weekends.
Yeah.
I think it is. All right, let's close these out. How many more of these we got, John?
I was on my Christmas card list, by the way.
Wow. Italy coming in with 3 correct. Even in the right spots.
And close to the right numbers as well. Liverpool on 80.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Very good. Only 3 more wins, Chris, and you're there.
Such high hope for Man United.
Imagine if you only get 79. How you feel then? I gave you 80 at least.
Chris, don't worry about it, mate. All you've got to say at the end of the season, you've got a trophy in the cabinet.
True. Very true. Yes.
All right. So I think everybody went with City, Arsenal. I mean, not everybody went with Liverpool. Actually, 1, 2,
You see the word
3,
dimwit.
4, 5.
Liverpool's is in like less than half of these.
No, there's 7 of
Maybe
them at least.
Liverpool didn't make my top 4.
Ben came up with a great word when he said Andy Hinchcliffe and Don Goodman are the dipshits. That was great.
Well, Chris, just over half.
We're all so high on Man United taking that next step after what they finished 3rd and they won a cup last year, right?
When everyone put these out, Liverpool didn't have a midfield yet. They bought a midfield like on the last day, so got to excuse not putting them in there.
Damn, I can't believe I chose Newcastle though. But yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, you're a dick.
There's one more person.
There's one more. Let's see it. And director's John. Top 4. I think he nailed it.
It's a winner every season.
I like that.
Yeah.
11 Guinnesses won the league.
So let me ask you guys, because Tottenham and Villa are going to be battling it out for 4th, unless Liverpool and Arsenal start really doing something very unexpected. Who do you guys think? What do you guys think the actual order is going to be after these 6 matches?
As it is.
I just swapped Spurs and Villa.
As it is.
No, I don't. No, Chris, that's really poor. That's really poor of you. You don't want that.
I swapped Spurs and Newcastle over.
I'll take that. That sounds even better. Ben, I'm with you. I don't know how they're going to do that, though. I can't see that team losing.
Spurs.
What, 4 out of?
I swapped Spurs and Arsenal.
Oh, you are mean.
Good, Chris. I was starting to feel bad about what I was going to say, but now I don't, because I'm going. First place Arsenal, 2nd place Manchester City, 3rd place Aston Villa, and 4th place on 80 points. Only getting 9 games, 9 points out of the last 6 is going to be Liverpool. So
Villa can only get 78. So 80 is not enough.
How can they only get 70? Okay, then you guys will get 77.
Yeah, because math. That's
I didn't realize who knew Villa had played one more game. Who knew Villa had played one more game? I thought Spurs would have talked a lot more shit about that.
Because of math.
You know what, Chris? You're only winning 2 games from here. That's all you get. 77. They will get 78.
You could have. Yeah,
that's on you, Chris. That's on you. God damn it. Arsenal need 1,000 points. God damn. All right,
Why
guys.
don't we do the bottom three next week?
Yeah, we could do the bottom three next week. We only have about 10 more minutes left, but
Who gives a fuck?
the bottom three. Well, it's fun. It's more fun just to look at who we thought.
We have to predict what additional points deductions are in or out.
How many of them did
I
we pick
tell ya.
based on hatred?
Yeah.
I totally picked based on hatred.
Yeah, there's
When do you pick otherwise, Mr. Tom?
I'm a petty man, Gary.
There you go.
all right. So my Leeds guys, who do you guys play this weekend?
Allow me to
Yeah,
translate.
wants to answer
Yeah, I was
that.
gonna say.
Playing this
I was
weekend,
gonna say.
playing
I don't know
We
that
have
language.
Middlesbrough.
I thought Jar
What
Jar
did I
Binks
We have
say?
was bad.
Middlesbrough away Monday.
What did I say?
Bro.
Exactly. That's what nobody
Exactly.
knows.
What did you say?
Oh my
Because you were
god.
frozen and robotic.
okay.
And
You sounded
No,
like
at
Darude Sandstorm.
Oh, finally. At least you told me that it was my computer lagging because I was like, wait, did I? I thought I said words. Did I not? What is in these beers? Who do you guys
I don't know, but
play
you
this
need to
weekend?
stop pouring it on your computer.
We have Middlesbrough away
Eric.
on Monday night.
Monday night.
All
Monday
right,
night away
and
at
what are your
Middlesbrough.
predictions on that match?
Pain for Middlesbrough.
Pain.
2-0 lead.
I don't know. I just want to wake up to
2-0.
a good result because I'm going to be fast asleep during the game.
Is Luke Ayling able to play or no?
No.
No.
Nor Sam
No
Greenwood.
Greenwood.
I'm not a big fan that you can't play against.
I'm a big fan of it.
You're
No, I
lone.
Yeah,
So I was
I-
just watching a game last weekend. It was Napoli versus I can't remember who. Someone in the bottom half of the table. Someone they loaned to that team scored 2 goals against them to draw it 2-2 because he had a point to prove to his club. Like I love that. I think you're more.
I wish
he'd
Luke
play anyway.
Ayling could play. I wish Luke Ayling could play because without a doubt he would be scoring own goals for fun. He has spent more
he
time at
refused
Ellen
to
Road
play.
in the last week.
Own goals aren't good, right? Or did I miss something? Are they?
And
they're
and
not
he'll,
good?
Refused to
that
play
little,
against us.
little poor excuse for a front flip.
He might be putting it in his own net.
Hamstring.
Ben, he's been at Ellen Road all week, hasn't he? Different events.
Yeah. He put $5,000 behind the bar the other day for the family.
Oh, good on him, man.
When he was at the ground watching the game, and then he's been at the presentation night.
The
Bit weird
rename
doing
the
the
pub
end of
is
year
the
awards
Luke
now.
Ale.
A bit. Yeah, no. No, it's
All
only fair that
strange.
they don't play.
Ain't the end of season awards meant to actually take place once the season is completed?
Well, yes,
Well,
they
I've
are.
Think.
always thought that, but they don't.
You would think.
They've all got to go on
We have 2
holiday,
in a
haven't
week.
they?
Hmm. Strikes me.
Because
as-
it'd
Let's
be
just don't
funnier
do
than
it,
hell
eh?
if somebody scored like some sort of worldly that was way better than Bamford's goal.
Not
Oh,
gonna
that'd be
happen.
amazing.
Or goal of the
Because
season.
The
gonna
celebration
happen.
would be him making Patrick Bamford go home and get the fucking trophy, and then making him come back to Ellen Road so he can take it off him.
I don't know, man. Bamford might get hurt doing that.
I tell you what,
Arguably-
Tom,
Arguably, our game might improve while Bamford's gone home.
Tom, you
Well,
truly are
the team of the
pettiest
season.
man, Gary. I could just imagine you being the striker up front scoring that goal. Off you go, Bamford. Go get that
I'll be
trophy
like,
for
Pat,
me.
get out of Ellen Road right now.
Brilliant.
Fuck
Is
out,
Bamford still starting at striker over?
Not last
He'll be
game.
in.
He did.
He's mostly a left
anybody.
back.
He will be in. He'll be in for the next game.
There's something about that man which just enamors football managers to him.
I hope
He's
he
just
actually.
so damn good looking.
I hope he scores goals and takes us to the Premier. That's what I'm going to say.
Yep.
I'll second that.
And then you can sell him. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for your service.
Go back to Middlesbrough.
You don't even have to put $5,000 behind the bar, Pat. Just go.
Here's $5,000. Just go.
Here's $5,000. Here's $5,000. Some bloke left behind the bar.
It's Luke Ayling's money.
Just go.
That's the joke.
Just go.
That's the joke.
He'll probably just turn around and say, "Where's the other 25 for my weekly wages?"
Just go.
25. Apparently,
He's got to be on at least 30.
Ain't he being paid like 70 in the Championship?
Is he being paid 70?
That's what I read. I mean,
No,
again, because everything you read on
Can't
it
say
is
that.
obviously true. But
No.
So if you
The average
go down
wage last
for
year
relegation-
was 70.
if you have a relegation clause and your salary gets cut, does it go back up if you get promoted with that team and stay on that team?
Yeah.
All right, so he's motivated to score some goals.
Yep. Well,
it doesn't seem like
you
it.
wouldn't
Does
think
it?
so. Yeah, you wouldn't think so, would you? Jesus.
He's like, does the worldie count for 4?
speaking of pricks that argue over penalties, did anyone happen to catch the Chelsea penalty incident?
That is
Yeah.
so.
Oh, not a
that is
good
so
one.
ridiculous,
Awesome.
man. How can you like not just pick one person and be done with it? Come on, coach. It sounded like the owners had to
That's
come
not
down
the
and
coach, though.
Nothing to
That's
do with
not
the
in his
coach.
hands, man.
The
No,
coach
no,
didn't
no.
pick-
Pochettino was he had the look on his face of an embarrassed dad that was waiting
Yup.
to be in private.
Oh, you hear
Yep,
him in
sure
the
did.
conference afterwards. He's out. Any like that again, and he's out. The players. In fact, I think you'll find there will be some players moved on in the off season because of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did not look good for them. Did not look good for them at all.
I
Like,
thought,
Especially when they're trying to take it off the player who's actually, if it wasn't for him, they'd be probably fighting a relegation battle.
yes,
You know,
Yep.
unbelievable.
it had big I'm popular with the rest of the players and you're not energy to it, so I want the ball. And because I'm the cool kid at school, I'm going to get it. Whereas Cole Palmer's like, well, no, actually, I'm the guy who's scored like every goal for this team for the last 3 weeks. So I'm
Yeah,
having it.
I'm the player that this team should be molded round. Yeah.
Yep.
And not to
I'm better
mention,
than
we
you.
discussed
Fuck
this
off.
before the match, and I am the penalty taker. So
Yeah.
It's disappointing because I
Piss
like
off.
and
I'm gonna tie Erling Haaland.
He's a good
Madueke.
player. He's a good player. He should be starting for that
Madueke.
team.
Somehow, this is
Madueke.
He seems a bit of a head case, though. Bit of a head case.
Yeah.
I don't know.
well, when they
Just
said that
proved
team
it.
is just a bunch of kids, you're like, ta-da, voila.
Everyone that
You know,
plays
that's-
on the flank is a head case. It's like a head case position. It's like the wide receiver in the NFL. It's just like you don't always have the ball, and when you have you just want to have the ball because you're out on the wing. It doesn't always get out to you, so you get a little bit selfish once you have it. You're in the middle of the field.
Did Gallagher have the armband on? Because I saw him come up and he gave a right mouthful to him, didn't he? And
Yeah.
basically, I think he was basically telling them all to off.
Yeah.
I was embarrassed when the Leeds players did it, and
Yeah.
our version of that was literally nothing. Me and Ben, we discussed it on our show. It was like you should just have your penalty taker and you stick to it, and nothing really should happen in the game that really changes this sort of thing.
Absolutely.
But at the same time,
What show is that, Tom?
oh, I'm glad you asked, John. It's the We All Love Leeds show, which airs at 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern time on Sundays, which is the day after Saturday, and it will be the day before Leeds rock up at the Riverside Stadium on Monday.
Always a good show that if you don't catch live, you can always catch it up later.
Yeah. And we can all do a quiz now, just quickly, on what do you think the question of the week will be?
I don't know.
Who's played for both teams? I have no idea.
I have no idea either. I have no idea either, even though I submitted it, but I don't know.
Well, viewers, if you happen to catch We All Love Leeds, then please send a message to Mr. Tom on what the question of the day should be. He'll love you for it.
Yep, absolutely. And Gary, you're doing when's your next show?
Yeah, tomorrow we got the road trip. Will be on 10 a.m. I believe I'll have Mr. Tom on with me, and who knows? We always have a special guest who joins us as well. So check that out tomorrow. We'll be going through all the games that are going on and chatting about pretty much nonsense, Mr. Tom's favorite subject. And check it out. 10 a.m. I guess for the Eastern time, but it's 3 p.m. for you guys across the pond. Come join us.
All right.
All right.
Well, oh, God damn it. He was talking too long again.
How many words limits do I have before that comes on?
Gary,
Literally
you got
letters.
a short clock with John.
You don't even get words. You get letter. You have a letter count on a strict letter count.
Have you not paid the tax for Director John? Have you not
you know what?
That month.
I
could be
guess not.
I think what it is Director John is a quantum physicist, and in another parallel, he knows that Gary is still talking.
All right, guys.
I'm
Well,
supposed to get an El Clasico betting in the dark.
Oh,
I just like Steven Seagal.
Eating
carrots.
One should.
I don't think Mr. Tom cares about El
That's an
Clasico
AI
at
picture.
all.
Give me
So
Steven
when
Seagal eating carrots.
Sunday
Let me ask.
at 3 p.m. Eastern time. What is that? 8 p.m.
Okay, who's the home team?
Madrid.
Okay, so we'll go 4-0. First goal Bellingham, last goal Bellingham, and it'll probably pay you something.
Ooh, there you go, people.
Wow.
I say place your bets, but we're not allowed to say that.
If he'd have said it was at Nou Camp, I'd have gone 4-0. First goal Rafinha, last goal Lewandowski. So, you know.
Oh, Rafinha looks so good in those two matches against PSG.
He looks better.
Oh my goodness!
That volley goal. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And the pass by
Best
Pedri.
pass team play for Leeds.
What'd you say?
Well,
what did Tom say?
He did it for you guys too.
I'd say it's the best player I've seen play for Leeds. I know people are going to tell me, Billy Bremner was like the captain, he was the boss at Leeds and all that. It's like, yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Bremer's
I
ghost
was
played for Leeds.
I was born in 1984, so I never fucking saw it.
Right?
That's it.
Tom
does have a point.
Well, no, because people can pick their best Leeds team 11 and all this, right? And it's fine. But not digging anyone out, but my personal opinion is it's very pretentious if you pick players that you weren't even fucking alive when they played. How can they be in your best 11? Anyway, sorry, Lolo, but yeah, those people can fuck off. Sorry.
No,
wait, what?
say sorry to me. You're actually talking good football stuff. All I have is AI generated Steven Seagal eating a carrot, which is not Steven Seagal at all. But this is what we got.
Why, that's not pretty.
That is just like, what? Oh,
he's probably slimmer than Steven Seagal now, though.
Probably.
That's all we got there. Sorry. Sorry.
Tom, I thought you were going to go with Luciano Vecchio.
I did ask AI. Sorry, I did ask AI for a prediction of the most
Leeds 11
match.
roughly,
and this is what I got.
1-4-5 formation.
That is rather sexual.
That's what
and
AI
and
said.
the cannon is black and gold.
They spelled wolves wrong.
And it kind of bends to the left, and you've got a Fly Emirates kit on.
I hope the Arsenal fans consented to that.
Just stop pointing that thing
It's
at me.
also
Wow,
Stop pointing that
it's
thing
also
at me.
as wrong as you can get.
Stop pointing that thing at me.
that was an Adidas Puma kit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of these I just
well
don't
spotted,
understand.
Ben. they don't get
We're all bad on about the sexual assault being inflicted on the cannon, and Ben sitting there going, hang on a minute, that kit's fucking out of date.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Who is this guy?
I don't know.
Who is
he's
this
kind
guy?
of a one. He's kind of a full kit wanker there. Outside of the jeans,
in a fuzzy suit. In a fuzzy suit. But I like that. I like that AI knows that guy's face is what a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan is. Like they've decided. Anyway, guys, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with y'all. We put the link, if you guys want to join us backstage for a little bit, we put the link right there. Feel free to click it and join us. But much love to everybody who's been watching the show. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. But Mark, Chris, Gary, David, Ben, Tom, very good hanging out with y'all, as well with you, Mr. Director. I was like Mr.
Guy.
Tom? Mr. Director John.
Director guy.
John.
Too many beers.
He's just your neighbor.
Let's go.
Johnny's
Cheers.
New Orleans, right?
Peace.
Take care.